times for all of us. Big, big month for transitions. For me, my son graduated just a week ago. There's a giant 14 on the hill behind Wood River, reminding me that my daughter is just a year away from her transition. And there's that lesson again that keeps coming up. The only constant is change. And there's that one, and there's the letting go lesson, but that's another talk. Lena, this is about you, sweetie. The beautiful spirit and being that you continue to evolve to be. You truly overwhelmed and honored me with your request to speak for you on this incredibly special day. Lena, my heart is so happy that you found this school, this place that has honored who you are. I remember our talk sitting out at one of those tables outside of Java in the warm summer sun as you were trying to decide what path to take. And I so encouraged this choice for you. I felt it in my Anahata place. You know that place? Your heart center. That is the place where you needed to be. That this is the place you needed to be. Remember what I used to say in my yoga classes about Aristotle? The philosopher Aristotle believed that we thought with our hearts. That's where it all happened. Our brains just kind of organized things and kept things cooled off and functioning. But it is our Anahata place where the love, the compassion is given and received. I love you. How many of us have received an I love you from Lena Marie Roebuck? Yeah. That's how our Lena communicates. She is love. And you, my sweet friend, I believe are a very old soul. And you are here to experience and to love and to live life. And look at you go. Australia, India, Ecuador. Tomorrow you leave for Mexico City. Every encounter grows your sense of compassion, your knowing. And that's what Annie, my daughter, said about you when we were driving. And I was talking to her about this day and my talk for you, and she said, Lena's special. She just knows stuff. And William and I driving back from Boise recently spoke of being Lena smart. It's a worldly wisdom smart, and you're just getting warmed up. You, my friend, are a lifelong learner, and that doesn't necessarily mean the traditional classroom. I believe the world is your classroom. People are your teacher, all people, all cultures, and you pay attention. I remember the summer your grandma Rachel transitioned, and it was a really special summer for you. Certain friends no longer served you. A path that you were traveling at that time no longer served you. What became important to you changed and set you on this new course of awareness. And I remember the talks we had that summer, the healing touch, the understanding that you embraced, the direction you discovered, the wisdom you unveiled, all bringing you to this very moment through the light and the shadow. I'm a Gusto fan, something I subscribe to on the internet. I receive readings every day. Gusto is the passionate, wise, and optimistic part of you that's brimming over with a zest for life and an adventure that it is. And this particular message speaks to, I think, to what I want to convey about that time in your life, Lena, when your grandma passed. She laughed in a way that made others think that she had been holding something back for some time, until the right moment came to release it in its fullness. It just hit me, she said. I'm here. This is my life. What am I waiting for? You know how people look different when they fall in love? How it changes everything for them? That's what happened. I've fallen crazy in love with my life. I feel free and beautiful and successful and fun and interesting and kind and excited, really excited. It was just a decision one day to be the happiest person I know. Your mom shared words with me about you, Lena, for this day. And I preface it with a quote from Gabriel Garcia Marquez from the book Love in the Time of Cholera that your Uncle Scott gave me not too long after we first met. He allowed himself to be swayed by his conviction that human beings are not born once and for all on the day their mothers give birth to them, but that life obliges them over and over again to give birth to themselves. And these are your mom's words. How does a mother pick out one special story about her child? Every single day I have spent with Lena has been special and memorable. I may not remember events, but I remember how I feel every moment I'm with her. She is smart and funny. She can be goofy and serious. When facing a challenge, she is very contemplative and thoughtful. She's intent on getting her views and ideas across to you, even if they're not your own. She knows how to debate, and although she may back down in silence, she will always return for a second round. She is so very gentle and kind. She has more compassion towards others than most adults I know. She is beautiful, but is so humble that she doesn't see her own beauty. Most of all, I am proud of the challenges that she has faced and the grace in which she has faced them. I am in awe of her. Lena, I have a folder I've been keeping for this day just full of words I wanted to share, and then I remembered you told me 5 minutes. I think I might be over that limit already, but I just have to share some selected words from a couple of recent commencement speeches, like Oprah Winfrey speaking at Harvard's commencement ceremony just a week or so ago. And she talked about, quote, getting off of Facebook, which I think you did a long time ago. Yeah, I think so. But here's what I love. She says, have conversations with people. Look them in the eye. There's a light inside of you that illuminates your very human beingness. You might have a little anxiety now, but no matter what challenges or setbacks you encounter along the way, keep in mind one goal. Strive to be the highest, most truthful expression of yourself as a human being. Max out your humanity. Love that. Max out your humanity. And Lena, you do. From Arianna Huffington's speech to Smith College last month, she's the editor-in-chief of the Huffington Post. There is a purpose to our lives, even if it's sometimes hidden from us, and even if the biggest turning points and heartbreaks only make sense as we look back. As Steve Jobs would say, we are connecting those dots every single day. The 13th century Sufi poet and mystic Rumi believed that everything is rigged in our favor, or my new mantra as of late, the universe has my back. And I believe that, I truly do, and the universe truly has your back, always. Something else Arianna said to the Smith graduates, find your place to stand, your place of wisdom and peace and strength, and from that place, remake the world into your own image. Because after all, as one of my favorite writers and philosophers said, it all comes down to perspective. That's what I teach to my students. That's where it all begins, perspective. In a speech David Foster Wallace gave back in 2005 to the graduating seniors at Kenyon College in Ohio, he spoke to the idea of living a compassionate life and how to think. Not what to think, how to think. What is our default setting? Where do we go with our judgments, our perceptions? Because our thoughts create our reality, they do. He says the only capital T truth is that you get to decide how you're going to see something. That is the freedom of a real education. You get to consciously decide what has meaning and what doesn't. That's powerful. He goes on to say that the really important kind of freedom involves attention and awareness and discipline and effort and being able to truly care about other people and to sacrifice for them over and over in a myriad of petty little unsexy ways every day. That is real freedom. That is being taught how to think. The real value of a real education is not about grades or degrees, but simple awareness, mindfulness, presence, empathy, compassion, and grace. Capital G, grace. We still have the capacity to rescue each other. We saw it at Sandy Hook and the brave teachers who gave up their lives to save their students. We saw it during the Boston Marathon when runners completed the race and kept running to the nearest blood banks and hospitals. And we saw it in Oklahoma when a server at a fast food chain decided to donate all his tips to the tornado relief efforts, and he triggered a chain of generosity. His Holiness the Dalai Lama once said, be selfish, be generous. It is in the giving that we receive. And Lena, that's where you reside. In the giving of your heart, your compassion, and your love. Thank you, sweet girl, for honoring me in your request to speak on your behalf on a special day, an auspicious day of your commencement, your beginning. Know the sacredness of time. Nurture your passions. Honor your life of learning. And never hide that radiant power because it is your gift. I close with a quote from you, Lena, from a news article that was published in the Weekly Sun in April, focusing on the compassionate young leaders, in which Lena has now been a part for 2 years as the group heads to Mexico City tomorrow for a service project. My intentions have gone from being self-centered to wanting to serve the world at large. This experience has given me hope. Hope when I look in someone else's eyes. Hope that there is a good future for man. And hope that I can be anything I want to be. I love you, Lena Marie. Namaste.